This is TWiT.
All right, AAA at twit.tv, 347-SHOW-AAA. If you want to leave us a voicemail, Ron, you got the first one.
I do. All right. Isaac wrote in, good friend Isaac, and says, I've recently started swimming at my gym, and I'm now looking for a wearable to use to help track my workout while swimming. My phone is a Galaxy S21 and would like to get in a Galaxy Active 2, but I've read that they are not made to be underwater for long durations. I don't want to get an Apple Watch, but I'm having no luck finding an Android smartwatch that is up to the task. After much online searching and reading of reviews, I've realized there's only one person out there whose help and opinion on wearables I trust. Help me out here, Flo. What smartwatch or wearable should I be looking to buy? Thanks in advance. So Flo, Isaac needs your help. Would love to hear what you think.
I'm here to help you, Isaac. I'm not as great as my colleague, Victoria Song, who does cover wearables for Gizmodo, but I did do a little research today just to make sure that my information was up to date. And the good news is there's plenty of watches out there that are just perfectly fit for the water sports. We've got the Garmin Vivoactive 4. That's a very popular watch, not only just out in the sphere, but also among my friends group. There's a lot of people in my friends group who have this watch. Just this last weekend, I saw like it was a small baptism, just, we're still stuff going out, but 3 of my dude friends had one of those Garmin's on there. So they seem to be very popular. The Polar Grit X is also, it's a multi-sport GPS watch. It's very rugged. Those are kind of just like if you want to get something that's purely for sport, it's probably a good idea to look at a brand that is known for that. So Garmin and Polar, they've been doing a lot of good stuff in the smartwatch space. As for the Galaxy Watch Active, now I have the first gen one, and I use that to swim laps at the community pool. That pool was about 4 feet deep. I could stand in the pool, no problem, and I would go swimming for about 30 to 40 minutes. Didn't really have any issues. I still use the smartwatch in water, no problem. I went into the Willamette River last week in Portland with the watch, and it was perfectly fine. I, help my kid in the bath every night with the watch on. It's perfectly fine. But if you're going to do any diving, anything that's a little, let's say you're actually submerging yourself into water, you're going to be under there for a while, then what you want to do is you want to look for the ATM stat when you are shopping for a smartwatch. The 5 ATM stat is kind of the minimum that you want to look for. That's going to get you with a depth pressure of 50 meters or up to 164 feet. And that allows for limited submersion in water, such as when swimming in a pool. There's also 10 and 20 ATM levels, and those go much deeper in pressure. You can go, much farther into the water with them. And you want to consider those if you like snorkeling, if you're into jet skis and wave runners, if you plan to be in the ocean with the watch or the sea, then definitely look into something that can handle actual water pressure. But the Samsung watches, Galaxy, from Samsung's website, they say the Galaxy Fit, Fit 2, Gear S3, Galaxy Watch 3, Galaxy Watch Active, and the Watch Active 2 can stay under 5 feet of water for up to 30 minutes. But it also says in that FAQ, the watch is not intended for scuba diving. Lastly, Fitbit Versa 3. Just another option to toss out there if you want something a little more affordable and has a little less fidgeting with it, I guess. But those are the watches.
Boom.
Would you mind if I made a not watch recommendation?
Wow.
Yes, please.
Let's hear it.
So there is, first of all, Flo is entirely correct. Not that I needed to validate that, but everything that especially the Garmin watch, I actually own one as well, and it is super handy. And as a triathlete, swimming with it was no problem. But also, there's a company called Form that makes a set of swim goggles that actually has it does all of the stroke maintenance and kind of lane guidance and things like that. But it also will project onto the swim goggle lens what your time in the water is and how far you have traveled, and will actually connect with third-party heart rate monitors for a ton of extra data. So if you are doing a lot of lane swimming and you're just really want to know how long you've been in the water or how far you've gone, the Form goggles are about $200, and it changed the way that I swam, not having to kind of try and look at my watch while I was swimming on a regular basis. So if you're planning on doing a lot of intense swimming, you may even consider not bothering with a smartwatch unless you're very excited with a smartwatch, and instead try the Form goggles. But if you want something on your wrist, then absolutely go with Flo's recommendations.
Wow, I'm like looking at this and I'm
putting
into
in goggles is pretty smart. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, just as an aside, the Samsung Health app is great for just like generally tracking your life. Like, I just want a general anecdote of how I've been doing. But if you're looking to actually train or to get really precise numbers, then like Russell says, you want to get something that's made for the sport you're doing.
Dang. I know,
we're all like, wait, because nobody knew that they put these on goggles.
I'm so impressed with both of you. You guys just dropped some serious knowledge, and I think Isaac got more than he bargained for.